It's story time. Who's there with Kristen?
I was a kid and my dad was, we had just gotten home in the car and my dad had taken my dog who had been in the car with us out for a walk in the front of the house. So we'd come from the driveway, walk through the sidewalk to the front of the house, and my dad kept the dog outside to pee while I went inside. So I went ahead of him, unlocked the door, went inside, and I very vividly remember in the house I grew up in, going into the kitchen, and directly to my left of me, there's a small sliver of a wall before it got to my dining room where a mop was leaning up against, like the mop portion stick was leaning up against it. And directly in front of me, it was kind of like an L-shaped kitchen. And directly in front of me in the L shape of the kitchen was just cleaning materials, like all around, like lining the cabinets. They were out. The floor was wet. It was just looked like somebody was cleaning the kitchen. And adjacent to my kitchen, around the corner, is our laundry room where we kept all of our cleaning supplies. And I could vividly hear someone was opening and closing the cabinets where we kept all the cleaning supplies. So I was like so close to going into the laundry room to see who it was because I knew it was one of two people. So I went back out to my dad where my dad was still with my dog. And I said, "Hey, Dad, is Angeline here?" Who we had a cleaning person who came, Angeline. He says, "Angeline here." And he was like, "No, Angeline's not here." I was like, "Oh, well then Oma, my German grandmother," I was like, "My Oma is here," because those are like the only two people pretty much who cleaned, really, honestly, in my house. So I was like, "Oh, well, Oma's here." And he's like, "No, Oma's not here. There's no car in the driveway." And I was like, "Well, somebody's here because somebody's cleaning the kitchen." So we all walk back in together. And of course, everything is gone. Nothing is there. And I mean, I have goosebumps telling this story. Every time I tell this story, I have visual goosebumps because it's so real and so legitimate to me. And the only thing I keep thinking in my head every time I tell this story is, what would I have seen if I had went into the laundry room? Because I still wonder. And I kind of, in a weird way, want to know and don't want to know because it could have been terrifying. I don't know. But I still think about that a lot. And one of the things that I take away from that, because it's like Erica's story, it's still very vivid to me. Like I can see everything. And I have a terrible memory. But this is like so crystal clear to me. And the one thing I'll never forget is when we got back into the house and I was like, what? Like, where did everything go? I was so confused. I was like, "Dad, I swear to God, like there was cleaning stuff everywhere. Like somebody was here." Still trying to make sense of it. And my dad, of course, joked like in true dad fashion. He was like, "Oh, great. We have a cleaning ghost. They can come back anytime." So, sorry, I can hear my husband laugh. He heard me tell this story. But I don't think my 10-year-old brain could have made that up. It's so weird and specific. Like, I think it was a ghost of some sort, and I don't know why, and I don't know who, and I don't know what the point was to clean our kitchen, but it's very vivid, and I remember it very well. One thing I do think about that happened to me that was like kind of weird that happened around that same era, that's not specific to the house, but I think I was 14, and that night I had gone to sleep, and I had a dream, and I am a very vivid dreamer, like annoyingly so. Like I don't sleep well because I dream so intensely, and I've had so many weird dreams that go on so ornately long. But this particular night, I had a dream where I heard a woman's voice. I don't think I saw a face or anything. I heard a woman's voice, and it was speaking to me in German, pure German. And I woke up that morning and I went downstairs and I was like, that was weird because I don't understand German. I have German heritage. I'm 50% German, but I don't know German. And I went down and my mom, the first thing she said to me was, "Your godmother passed away last night." She was German. She was my German godmother. And obviously, I mean, I have goosebumps telling that story too, because I'm like, she must have been speaking to me, communicating with me. And when people ask me like if I'm a believer, I'm not religious, but I 100% believe in ghosts. Like, I believe there's something going on that we don't understand, that our energies carry over in some weird way. There's too much that has happened to me personally and have happened to close friends that I trust, that I think stuff is going on that we can't explain. And so I think it just, I'm actually kind of grateful I had that experience, because for the rest of my life, I'll never have to be like, well, it's never happened to me. I don't have to be as much of a doubter. Like, I'm still obviously a skeptic, but way, way less than I ever, with that experience, I'm way less of a skeptic now.
Thanks for joining me today. And did you know that I offer bone and tarot readings? You can schedule a session at StoriesWithSapphire.com. Salamat and good night.